Welcome everybody to tonight's podcast interview. I have a wonderful guest for us. This is Grace Smith, and she is a celebrity hypnotherapist. She's come up in the Periscope game and live streaming. She's been all over the world. She's been on international TV, and it is my pleasure to have her here on the show today. Number one, she's going to hypnotize me, so make sure you guys stay for that. But we're going to talk about the power of hypnosis and why maybe working with somebody like Grace is going to take you to that next level. A lot of this success stuff is really in your head. If you can just change some of your limiting beliefs, then you can change your entire experience on business, on life, on lifestyle, whatever it is that you're aiming to do. So without further ado, Grace, introduce everybody to yourself real quick.
Thank you so much for having me, Frank. I'm so stoked to be here. Welcome to all my people watching on Periscope, and it's so lovely to meet all of you who are watching here on this live stream with Frank. And so, yeah, I'm a hypnotherapist. I never in 100 million years would have thought that this would be my career, but once I saw the power of what hypnotherapy can do, I really viewed it as a human rights issue that more people needed to know how to use these tools, how to take control of the programming in your subconscious mind in order to live a life that's in alignment with your dreams and your goals and your aspirations and who you believe you are. So it's awesome to be here to spread the word and teach some new people about hypnosis.
Awesome. So how did you get into hypnosis? How did you get into hypnotherapy? Where did this even come about?
Yeah, so I was 24 years old, living in New York City, working a corporate job, very high stress. And I didn't have any coping mechanisms. I didn't know how to handle life and these deadlines and the fact that everybody had been losing their jobs since the day I graduated from college in 2008. So people were losing their jobs, losing their pension, losing their retirement, and my first job was in fundraising. So I had my hand out raising hundreds of millions of dollars in these capital campaigns, and every day hearing no, 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 and every day thinking my job was on the chopping block and all of my college loans were due. And so when I first left college, I was hit head on with a lot of stress I'd never had to deal with before. And that level of stress turned into anxiety, turned into depression, and I didn't know how to cope, so I turned to drugs and alcohol. And there's definitely an addictive gene in my family, so that drug and alcohol use got out of control really fast. And I hit rock bottom at 24 years old. I can talk about it now, sort of like, and I hit rock bottom because it's been so long and everything's so good now. But at the time, it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was horrible. But it set me on my path. So because I got sober, I was very humbled, and I realized I didn't know everything. I didn't have all the answers, which I had been convincing myself of for many years. And when I wasn't able to quit smoking cigarettes, a friend of mine said to me, why don't you try hypnosis? And I said, okay, and I never would have said okay before, but it was only because I'd been through that very humbling experience that I was open and minded enough to give it a shot. So I went and I quit smoking after one session, and I got really pissed off. I was like, what is this stuff? Why didn't I think it would work? Why didn't I think to try it first? Who has emphysema that didn't need to? Who has lung cancer that didn't need to? And I started studying it. I found out just how incredibly powerful it was. And then very early on in my career, I helped someone who had had a stroke break through his paralysis. And when that happened, I quit my job and I launched my business. And I've been on a mission to make it mainstream ever since.
So you had somebody who was paralyzed from a stroke, and you hypnotized them to make them be able to move again.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that wasn't even the intention of the session. The intention of the session was to help improve their mood because they obviously were depressed. But in that session, he was able to move his hand, and he'd been paralyzed for over 2 months. And the best part of that story is now he's my father-in-law. So that was the first time I ever met my now husband's dad, and we met at the hospital. And it was a very sad circumstance when I walked in, and it was the most joyful, beautiful. When I walked out, like all his hope returned. I mean, he had thousands of hours of physical therapy to get to where he is now, where he can walk and he has range of motion and things like that. But the actual breaking through of the paralysis was the hypnosis. And that's when I saw, oh my God, it's not just a saying, you know, like we are in control of our mind. We are in control of the thoughts we think. We are in control of our beliefs about ourselves, and that shapes our whole world. I saw it so fundamentally in that moment that before that session, he believed he was paralyzed, and he was. And during that session, he believed he could move his arm, and he freaking did. And so the whole world needs to know about this.
That's great. Okay, I want to backtrack a little bit. So this was your father-in-law, or your now father-in-law, that you served and you helped him out to do something I thought was impossible. Obviously, he thought it was impossible too. And you're like, okay, I can do this. I have the skill, and I'm going to take this skill and run with it. What does the next few months look like after that?
Exhaustion. So I launched my business with a Living Social campaign, which is like a Groupon, and I sold 924 vouchers in 24 hours. So I quit my job in corporate America, launched this thing the next week, and for the next year saw 8 to 9 clients every single day. And because it was a Living Social, it was offered at such a discount, and my rent for my office space in Union Square in New York City was so expensive, I actually lost $3 on every client I saw that year, the 1,000 clients. So I'd never been so broke. I'd never been so tired. I'd never worked so hard, but I'd never had anyone say until this career, you've changed my life. I mean, when you're an account executive, people are like, thank you. You know, maybe at best, but you don't hear someone say, you know, like, you saved my marriage, or I really didn't think it was possible for me to lose the weight, and now I've regained my health, or I was so terrified of public speaking, I was afraid I was going to lose my job, or I certainly wasn't going to get that promotion. You gave me my life back. And the truth is, the clients all do this themselves. So when they're thanking me, really, they did it. But they used hypnosis to do it, and I was there to teach them how. And so no matter how broke or tired you are, when you hear that day in and day out, like, you changed my life, it's worth 1,000,000 times more than, you know, what I was making in corporate. And then I finally, after the first year, I didn't have time for social media. I don't even think I had a real website. I didn't have time for anything. I just did sessions all day long and passed out at night. My customer service was horrendous that first year. And, but once that died down, I started going on to, you know, social media, and things really changed when live streaming happened. That's really when my career shifted the most. And it's just been crazy ever since. I got a book deal, you know, we're making multiple 6 figures, which I share that because you only use hypnosis to live your best life. That's the whole reason to do it. And my life is the best version that it's ever been because of hypnosis and because of this career and stuff like that. So yeah, it just keeps going up and up and up.
Talk to me about live streaming, because that's what I love. I love social media. I love live streaming. I see the value in it, and it's changed my life as well. And when you started broadcasting on live stream, what was the response initially?
Oh, well, the first few days I went on Periscope, it was like crickets. You know, I think I had 3 or 4 people in the broadcast, and I didn't care. That was so cool, because at that time, you know, maybe the largest room I had spoken to had 20 people in it. So having 3 or 4 people live at any time of day without my having to send out an e-blast and get RSVPs and book a room, just to hit a button and have a few people. So, Sean here on Periscope, he's like, I remember those days. Yeah, Sean was one of the 3 people in the room, which is awesome that he's here now. And I just kept doing it until, you know, I was honored and asked to co-host the Periscope Community Summit in San Francisco a few months ago. And in my opening talk, we did group hypnosis, and you know, Ryan Bell, the founder of Summit Live, estimated there were probably at least 250,000 people watching. So in less than a year, we went from, 3 to 4 people in my little hypnosis room on Periscope to 250,000 people watching me hypnotize everyone at Summit live. And it changed my whole life. It's changed my whole life. I swear my email list is 2/3 people who saw me on live streaming. Because there's so few people who would go, I wonder if hypnosis will work for me. Let me invest hundreds of millions of dollars, or not hundreds of millions, just hundreds of dollars to find out. I'm like future pacing, right? But they will say, oh, for free in my living room, let me see if this helps me. And once they do that, and they realize this works, it works for everybody, it works every time, then you have loyal fans who start to tell their friends and their family. And so if you've got something that you're excited about that some people really don't understand, live streaming is an amazing way to get the message across because it doesn't require anything but time for your viewership.
I love that. I love that breakdown. I love that experience. So cool that you hypnotized 250,000 people on live stream and everybody at a conference. That's insane. And that was only a few months ago. You've been doing this for about less than a year on live stream, right? Is that what I heard? Yeah,
well, it was a year. My first broadcast on Periscope, it was a year in July. So it's been a year and a few months.
Amazing. Amazing. Way cool. Okay, so I saw you on a news clip for Brazil or Belize's Jimmy Fallon or something like that. Some Jimmy Fallon in Latin America. Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon.
Exactly.
Tell me about that. How did that go down?
So my husband's Brazilian, and because we can work from anywhere in the world, much like you're in the Philippines enjoying a sunny day over there, our whole business is online. All of my sessions are over the phone or over Skype. So we've just been picking up and living all over the world. And we're living in Brazil, and we were there for months and months and months. And then the week before we were coming back to the States, my brother-in-law works for the United Nations down there in Sao Paulo, and I wanted to do hypnosis for the refugees. There's a lot of red tape working with refugees. And so what we decided to do instead is I did stress relief for the United Nations employees who help the refugees, because it's exhausting for those people, and there's a lot of turnover. So I did this this group hypnosis for United Nations employees who work with refugees. And the people who were running it, I didn't know this, but everybody in Brazil, the 1% of Brazil is 10 people. All of the upper echelons of Brazil know each other. So I'm standing there just shaking people's hands, welcoming everybody to the group hypnosis. And my husband, his jaw drops. And I have no idea why, because I don't know anything about Brazilian culture. And he's like, that's the most famous person from this. That's the most famous DJ ever. That he's like the Carson Daly. This is the most famous. And there were all these famous people there. They just invited all their friends and they came and I didn't know. So it wasn't just United Nations employees. It was all these famous people. So when I was done, the director of the show, which is called The Noite con Danilo Gentili, which is, basically the Jimmy Fallon of Brazil, he was like, would you like to do this on late night television in Brazil? And I said, yes. And 4 days later, maybe a week later, 2 million people watched it live. And we did something called, and it's something like 6 million saw it overall. We did something called Relaxa Brazil, relax, it's like chill out Brazil. And we did my stress relief hypnosis. And I asked everyone to tweet me their starting stress level and to tweet me their ending stress level. And I didn't know, because I was so new to Periscope at that time, that Twitter tweets when you went live on Periscope. So when the actual show came out, I was on Periscope showing it to literally 6 people, showing it to my mom, my dad, my brother, because I wanted them to be able to see it on the television since it wasn't airing in America. But when everyone did Relaxa Brazil, my most recent tweet was that I was live. So in that instant, 5,000 people were inside my Periscope. And I'd never had more than 6 people in a scope. So it was so cool. They all spoke Portuguese, so I couldn't really communicate with them. But it was so cool to be watching myself on television and interacting with people live on Periscope. And I realized it was actually more exciting for me to do the live streaming than it was to even watch myself on taped television. And so that's when I started doing the daily broadcast. Before then, I'd been playing around. But that moment, I was like, oh my God, the power of live streaming is insane. And that was it.
That's such a great story, and it's only going to go up from here. I really feel like live stream is going to replace a lot of things, and I actually caught the presidential debates in the Philippines live through Facebook Live. So it was something that I really see the future's going down that way. And when I travel the world, just like you do, everybody that we interact with is looking down at their phones. Everyone is like just in that personal space, and you can choose the kind of content that you consume. You can choose whether you get Miley Cyrus on your phone. You can choose whether you go to Apple Music, or the YouTube, or Spotify, or Pandora. You now have choices. You can watch Netflix as opposed to TV. I was streaming the Dallas Cowboys games here in the Philippines from my phone, and I was like, holy moly, and I chose to watch that. But people are now choosing to get very specific, and there's a lot of people who have high stress levels who would find a lot of value in the stuff that you put out on a daily basis. Now, I've been self-employed since I was 20 years old. I'm 29 now. I didn't go to my first happy hour legally until I was about like 24 or like 25. I've just been really working a lot. And as you know, being an entrepreneur is very stressful. And I've been struggling with dealing stress literally my entire adult life. It's affected my friendships, my relationships, so many different relationships in my life. And I've done a decent job of like maintaining it, but I would never say this is something that I've handled in my life. Like I have to go on nature hikes. I do yoga every day just to like chill out. And even then it's like barely even, scratching the surface. So I'm very intrigued with what you have to offer because, when you're stress-free, you perform a lot better. When you're stress-free, it's just like a next level. Talk to us about the benefits of being stress-free.
Yeah. So, other than just the obvious benefit of not feeling that tightness in your chest or the racing mind or like there isn't enough time. And, as you mentioned, when we're less stressed, we think more clearly, which means when we're stressed out, we're not thinking clearly. So we're not responding to people the way we want to. We're not thinking fast enough about the next action steps. People waste so much money because they're not thinking clearly. Even if it's not just on a shopping spree or something, but about where to allocate your money for your business. If you really took the time to breathe and look at where am I investing my money that's actually showing a return and where am I throwing dollars or time away? If you're not stressed out when you look at those things, it could change the entire way you run your business. Plus, I know for people like us who run online businesses, part of the reason we do it is because we love freedom. We want to do what we want to do, where we want to do it, when we want to do it, and we don't want a boss. But why work so hard for all that freedom if during our off time, we can't turn off? We can't breathe. We can't enjoy the sunshine in the Philippines because our minds won't stop racing. And then, of course, there's just the added health benefits. I mean, when we're stressed out, we're producing more cortisol. Cortisol holds on to fat. So you have to work twice as hard if you're stressed out to lose weight or have a lean, trim, healthy body. You're not sleeping as well. Your REM cycles get all messed up. So stress relief is not just like a nice thing we do because we're becoming hippy dippy and whatever. It's like if you really want to live your best life and perform your best and enjoy life, you cannot be a slave to stress and anxiety.
I love that. I love that hippy dippy. I say woo woo. Hippy dippy. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is something that is beneficial to a lot of people because, I definitely have seen those same exact things. Like, okay, I'm off. I'm about to go on a hike. I'm about to go check out this like 4,000-year-old temple or something, and I should be enjoying this. But I'm thinking about, oh man, did we schedule this? Did this get happen? Is this being sent up? How's my real estate business going? Because I've got other businesses and I've got 7 companies right now, and it's just a struggle for me just to like maintain it. What up, kitty?
Sleep is like, this is how you de-stress. You interrupt broadcasts. Yeah, for sure. So I want you to think about the image of a bow and arrow. That in order for the arrow to go as quickly and in as straight a line, as accurately as possible, you have to pull it all the way back in the opposite direction. So when we do hypnosis, we don't just want to relax a little bit. We want to relax so deeply that it's the opposite end of the spectrum from your normal waking state of like, did I do this? Did I do that? I have 7 companies. Did my person do that? Did they do this? Did they do that? We have to go so far the opposite spectrum so that you can find equilibrium, a balance, a healthy place in the middle. So it's not like we want you to feel the way you feel in hypnosis all day long. That's not useful either. But you're balancing out the seesaw. You've been on one side completely for 9 years, if not more. Hypnosis is going to balance it out, keep balancing it out. So hopefully we start to find an equilibrium. And when my people come on my live streams, what they find is they relax very deeply right after the hypnosis session. But the best benefit is overall, in the long term, you show up less stressed. So the long-term impact is that all that stuff just goes down and your new normal becomes a relaxed, grounded, steady place. Have you read any Eckhart Tolle?
Yes, and I didn't know that's how you said his name. I always thought his name was Eckhart Tolle, but I heard The Power of Now. That's the one that I've got.
Cool. So you have to read A New Earth. It's amazing. But when people start to worry about like, oh, if I'm not stressed out, I won't produce as much. That guy has one of the best-selling books of all time ever, and he's a multimillionaire, and he travels the world speaking, which is what most of us love to do as entrepreneurs. And he is so fundamentally grounded that that's what he teaches. So I just want, because I know your audience is entrepreneurs, I want anyone who's listening to be like, I want to de-stress, but I don't want to sacrifice productivity, to just think about him. You're going to be fine.
Great point. So is hypnosis or hypnotizing ourselves something that we can do, or do we need somebody like you to guide us through this process?
It's kind of like, I mean, I'll just go with what came into my head, but I hope it doesn't come across as like pompous. If you had a little cut, you would wash it out and you'd put a Band-Aid on it, right? But if you had a major health issue, you would go to a physician or you would go to a surgeon. So a hypnotherapist just helps you go deeper than you can go, because I'm not inside your story. I don't believe the things your conscious mind has made up. All I'm here to do is hold up a mirror and help facilitate the cleaning out and the reprogramming of your subconscious in a way that is beneficial for you. So you can do self-hypnosis every day, which will help decrease stress, which can help train your mind to be more positive, which can help you to be more intentional and consistent. But deep stuff like healing childhood wounds or patterns of behavior that you just don't get why you still have them, anything that's really deep, the help of a trained hypnotherapist, a certified hypnotherapist, is just going to get you there way faster.
I love that. Okay, for somebody who is, for the first time listening to you or hearing you or seeing this, they're like, oh my God, this sounds great. Where do I start? How do I get this thing started?
Yeah. So a great place to start is if you go to my website, which we're going to provide Frank with all the links. So you just click on the ones that he sends you. I have something called Grace Space, which is your virtual hypnotherapist. So I took all of the major topics people came to me for private sessions, and I made full-length hypnotherapy courses for each one. And there's also a really great app. And with the links that we're giving Frank, you'll get a 10-day free trial to check that out. That's an awesome place to start if you just want to do more hypnosis, but you're not ready to invest in private sessions for yourself. If you're listening to this and you're like, awesome, I'm joining Grace Space, I'm going to follow Grace on Periscope, I'm going to be there for every life thing, and I want private sessions, then you can go to gracesmithtv.com, or you can just email me, grace@gracesmithtv.com, and we'll help get you set up with private sessions.
Awesome, that's great. Hey, we're going to wrap up here very soon, but I want you to do some magic on me. Like, put me in state, do some cool stuff. Like, I don't even know how that goes. Walk me through
Cool.
it.
Okay, so let's start off with how much time do we have?
As much time as we need. I don't know the process.
Okay,
10 minutes maybe? Is that enough?
10 is more than enough. We might not even need that much. So just tell me, how do you want to feel?
I would love to feel relaxed and like everything is under control.
Great. Okay, so what does under control mean to you?
It means that my businesses are operating smoothly, It means that I don't have to second guess people around me, JV partners, people that are working with my businesses, people in different countries where I'm thousands of miles away from that are handling multi-million-dollar projects that could go off at any second or crumble at any second. That would really help me feel a lot better.
Okay. So let me know if this is correct. What I'm hearing is that a lot of your stress comes from worrying about other people. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
So with hypnosis, we can't change other people. Unfortunately, I'd be a billionaire. All we can do is change you. So
Okay.
I want us to be really intentional about this because I want you to be able to feel relaxed and I want you to be able to feel under control, even if we don't know for sure if those people thousands of miles from you actually did their job today or not.
Yeah.
So how is that even possible? If you could imagine a scenario where you were able to feel relaxed and under control, even knowing you can't control all those people you rely upon, how would that have to be?
It's $1 million question, but it would feel like just things were good. Just like we were like a championship team, like the Yankees or the Dallas Cowboys. They're like, you know what? We're down 14 points or we're down 3 home runs or something, but we're gonna win. We're like the Cowboys or the Yankees. It's just what we do. It's in our nature to win. We're just gonna get this handled, and there's not a position where we can't be successful.
Awesome. I love that. Okay. So when you think about, let's say, for example, the Cowboys, you said that you watch those games, right? Was it Cowboys?
Yeah.
Okay. When you watch the game, do you identify with any position in particular? Is it the coach? Is it the quarterback? Is it the whatever else happens in football?
It's always the quarterback. It's always the quarterback.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So the language I'm going to use is going to be along the lines of whatever is currently happening in this game, or even in this quarter. You can give me the words because I don't know too much about sports. In the long run, you're winning. You're getting the championship. You're getting the gold. You're winning this season. So like even if in this moment, and I'm not going to say this in the recording because I never want to strengthen the bad, but your subconscious mind will infer. So let's say even in this moment, it was a bad play. You can feel peace knowing that in the long run, you are going to dominate the season. So give me some words like that.
Okay. Maybe this is like sort of sports, like maybe I threw an interception at the beginning of the game. I threw the ball to the other team and I go to the sideline and the coach is like, man, that guy wasn't wearing our jersey, bro. What were you doing throwing to him?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, coach, it's all good. We're going to win the season. I work with the hypnotherapist and she told me we were going for the gold this year.
Okay, great. Awesome. So if I were to say to you, regardless of what's happening in this moment, deep down you're winning this season. So you can feel deep peace and relax and enjoy this moment. Does that resonate to you?
It does, yes.
Awesome. So that means regardless of what anybody else on the team is doing, you get to feel good. Okay, in any moment. And then what I would say is, since that is the major source of your stress from like a life coaching perspective, I would say just a bunch of your time and resources have to go into training your people, so that they really are the best they can be, which I'm sure you already do. But from the subconscious mind, we have to let your subconscious know that regardless of how they're behaving, you deserve to feel okay in this moment because you're winning in the long run.
I dig it.
Awesome.
Like it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do something in the beginning called fractionation, which is just going to take you really deep. We're going to go in, take you out, push you back in, take you out, push you back in, because your mind's always like this. And fractionation is this beautiful phenomenon where when you go into the theta brainwave state, which is hypnosis, and you come out and you go back in, you go twice as deep. Okay, so we'll do some fractionation followed by these suggestions that you're winning in the long run and you get to relax right now. Now, I actually want you to listen to this like all the time. So can I take 2 seconds to open up a recording for you?
Yeah, please do.
Cool.
While you get that up,
yeah,
while you get up and running, whenever you said fractionalization, one of my friends is like big into NLP, And
Yeah.
I was dating this girl, and like we were in love, whatever, and then we fell off, and then we came back, and he's like, dude, just so you know, before you go back into the relationship with this girl, you're gonna experience what's called fractionalization. And whenever you go back into love with her the second time, it's gonna be a deeper feeling, and it's either gonna feel twice as good or twice as bad. I'm like, man, that's woo-woo stuff. I don't believe in that. But sure enough, he was right. So yeah, you're preaching the truth right now.
That is so cool. Yeah, hypnosis and NLP are best friends. So I'm trained in that as well. Awesome. Okay, let me make sure the mic is hooked up to the recording. See, this is what happens when people invite me on their podcast. They get custom recordings. All right, cool. So this is all hooked up on my end. So what I'm going to have you do, Frank, is I'm going to ask you to hold up your fingers when I'm going to ask you your stress level, so everyone who's watching can see over time how much you've improved, and so that the numbers aren't on the recording, because every time you listen to it, they could be different. So when I ask you your current stress level, you'll just hold up your fingers so everybody can see how much you're going down. Okay? So let's do that before you even close your eyes. 0 is zero stress, no stress at all, the most relaxed a person can possibly be. And 10 is a full-blown panic attack. So when you're ready, go ahead and let us know what your starting number is just by holding up your fingers. Good. Very, very good. All right. Now, when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice, deep, letting go breath, already beginning to relax both mind and body. Relax the top of your head. Relax your forehead, smoothing out any creases. Relax your jaw, letting it hang loose and slack. Relax your shoulders. Relax your torso, breathing easily. And relaxing your legs all the way out through the bottoms of the feet. And you might notice some thoughts still percolating in your mind, and that's perfectly okay. Hypnosis is simply meditation with a goal. So just as when you meditate, go ahead and notice those thoughts like little clouds in the sky. They come and go. And find that you are easily and effortlessly detaching. One thought floats in one direction. Another thought floats in another direction. Easily and effortlessly going deeper and deeper, drifting and floating as you easily and effortlessly detach. Now go ahead and repeat in your mind after me, finding that with each and every single decreasing number, you easily and effortlessly double your relaxation. Repeating in your mind after me. 5, I am going deeper and deeper. 4, I am going deeper and deeper. 3, I am going deeper and deeper. 2, I am going deeper and deeper. 1, I am going deeper and deeper. Taking another nice, deep, letting go breath, opening your eyes and holding up your fingers now, showing your new number, remembering 0 is zero stress, no stress at all, the most relaxed a person can possibly be. And holding those fingers up high so all can see. Very good. Noticing just how much you've relaxed in just a few moments, and then closing your eyes. Taking a nice, deep, letting go breath. Imagining now a color that you love flowing in through the top of your head, flowing all the way through your body and out through the bottoms of your feet. That color relaxing you, That color releasing you. That color taking you all the way down. As you repeat in your mind after me, I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. Taking a nice, deep, letting go breath, once more running that color you love in through the top of your head, just like a waterfall flowing through your body, all the way through your body, out through the bottoms of your feet. Repeating in your mind after me, I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. Then with a smile on your lips, opening your eyes and sharing your new number on the scale. Remembering 0 is 0 stress, no stress at all. Amazing. Good work. Closing your eyes, taking a nice, deep, letting go breath. And go ahead and begin to imagine yourself now in a place where you feel wonderfully, deeply relaxed. It could be a beach, a garden, a mountaintop, or someplace else. Wherever you are is perfect. And let me know when you're there by saying out loud, I'm right here and it's perfect.
I'm right here and it's perfect.
That's right. Right where you are is perfect. Go ahead and take in a number of nice, deep inhalations. Breathing in the pleasant smells of your safe place. Hearing the sounds of your safe place. Noticing the colors of your safe place, making them twice as bright, twice as bold. Reaching out and touching something there, feeling its texture or its weight. And perhaps even tasting something, even if it's just a sip of cool, clean, clear water. Good, very good. Be there fully, right now, in the present moment, and notice how good it feels to be right here, right now, in your safe place. And I want you to know the truth. And the truth is, regardless of whatever is happening in the outside world, with all of your businesses, the truth is, right now, you get to be calm. You choose to be relaxed. You choose to be happy because you know deep down that in the long run, you take home the gold. Now go ahead and look around and notice that somewhere there is a coach and they smile at you, wink and wave as if to say, it's all good. You're going to win this season and the next and the next. So repeat in your mind after me, I choose to relax. I'm winning the season. I deserve to relax. I deserve to enjoy this beautiful life I've created. Take another nice, deep, letting go breath and feel it even more now. Amplify and magnify the sensation that regardless of what's happening in the outside world, regardless of what's happening with your businesses right now, this moment is perfect. You deserve to relax. You deserve to enjoy this beautiful life you're creating because in the long run, you get the gold. You're winning this season. And in fact, the more you relax right now, the faster you succeed. The deeper you relax right now, the more clearly you get to think. The more peace you feel, the more you accomplish your dreams. So give it all you've got and relax even more now. 3, going even deeper, soaking up all the goodness that relaxation provides you with. 2, amplifying and magnifying that feeling of relaxation even deeper now. And 1. Take a nice deep letting go breath and press together your thumb and pointer finger. And when you do, feel a wave of peace and relaxation along with your favorite color flowing in through the top of your head, through your body, out through the bottoms of your feet. And practice that 3 more times, pressing together your thumb and pointer finger, and with it, all of these feelings of peace and relaxation along with that color you love in through the top of your head, through your body, out through the bottoms of your feet. And now wherever you are, wherever you go, you have this superpower. You can press together your thumb and pointer finger and be right here, right now, in your safe place. In just a moment, I'll begin to count you back up. When I reach the number 5, you'll open your eyes, remembering everything, feeling absolutely wonderful, perhaps feeling better than you felt in a long time, perhaps feeling better than you've ever felt. 1, starting to come back now, moving your feet and your toes. 2, already looking forward to the next time you'll listen to this recording, because the more you listen, the deeper it goes and the longer it lasts. 3, lots of energy returning to your body. 4, getting ready to open your eyes. 5, opening your eyes with a smile on your lips, and hold up your fingers with your final number. Good job! Excellent! Yay!
That was amazing. So can I share with people what I experienced? Is that cool?
Yeah, please share. I think everybody wants to hear how it was. And everybody, let's give Frank some hearts here on Periscope. You know the drill.
So I felt so crazy relaxed, and I went to a mountain top that was on an island overlooking a bunch of islands. And then you were like, imagine some textures. So I imagined this big ass lion just coming up to me and cuddling next to me. So I'm like just kicking it with the lion, and you're like, taste something. So I just picked up some grapes that were like the most amazing grapes I've ever seen in my life. And I'm eating these grapes, feeding these grapes to this lion. And then you're like, go look at the coach. Look at your coach. And I look over to the side, and it's the iconic Dallas Cowboys coach, Tom Landry, with the Cowboys hat. And he's just like, you're going to win the gold this year. So dude, how can I not win the gold? With Tom Landry coming to me in my dreams, telling me that I'm going to win. I feel amazing. This was great.
Oh, that is so cool. I love that so much. And while you were there, my cat kept coming over. I think she thought she was the lion. She was like, where are my grapes? This is awesome. Cats are super psychic. That is so cool. But I want you to notice you went from an 8 to a 0. An 8 to a 0 in just a few minutes. And imagine all the endorphins, all the good feelings in your body to have that iconic coach say to you, it's all good. And your subconscious knows it's true. I mean, 100%, you know, because I mean, if a client comes to me and let's say, for example, they need to lose 100 pounds. If in their first session, I was like, you've already lost 100 pounds, their subconscious would be like, BS. But if I said, you now have the resources available to you to lose 100 pounds. In fact, every day in every way, you're losing weight and feeling great. They know that's true. And they're like, yes, it's true. So when you heard from the coach that you are going for the gold, no matter what's happening right now, you're winning the season, you knew it was true.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yes, it is true. So you get to fully relax regardless of what's going on, which is awesome. So I really want you to listen to this recording every day for at least a month, okay?
Deal. So
awesome.
So Grace, I've worked with people that are NLP coaches. I created my first live information at one of my conferences, not me personally, but I saw someone, get transformed from the audience of a conference that I was hosting. And the more and more I go down this path of like learning different techniques, the more results that I see in my life, but more importantly, in the lives of the people that I'm serving. And this is great. So I really encourage everybody listening to this to reach out to Grace and just get this in your life, because I'm definitely going to be taking up her offer on listening to this every single day for a month. I'm going to be following her content, definitely checking out all of that, because literally this is a game changer. If I could feel like this every single day at all times, my business there would be more businesses. There would be more and more fuel added to the fire. It would just be insane. So I truly see the value in something like this, and you're doing your tribe a great service by showing up every day and providing them that service.
Thank you so much. And I am so grateful to have been here today. And I'm so grateful that you wanted to share this work with your audience. So thank you so much. I can't wait to meet your tribe.
Awesome, awesome. Hey guys, we're going to send you all the links to check out Grace and her Grace Space. Spoiler alert, you do get some cool headphones if you decide to go into Grace
Yes,
Space.
you do. That's right. You get some free headphones. Oh yeah, you want to see them real quick? So when you sign up for Grace Space, you get these really cute Grace Space headphones. Sorry, Periscope peeps, I have to put you down for 1 second. Or let's see if I can lean you. I'll flip you around and I'll lean you so you can see. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So because Grace Space is your virtual hypnotherapist and you need to listen with headphones, we provide all new members with this Grace Space headphones, but it's so cute because it comes in this tangle-free pouch. So you open up the pouch and you wrap this around so they don't end up just being this blob in your bag. And then you close it up and you have this cute little pod that you can take with you with your Grace Space headphones. So when you sign up for Grace Space, it's a 10-day free trial. After that, it's only $47 a month. You can cancel anytime. $47 a month is $1.50 a day. I know everybody listening to this, or at least 90% spend 5 times that on coffee. So check it out for 10 days. See if you love it. If you do, stay a member for as long as you'd like. And either way, you get these headphones. And that's just our way of making hypnosis mainstream. You know, it's like, I don't have all the hours in the day to work with 7 billion people, but 7 billion people could join Grace Space and for $1.50 a day transform their mind. So that's why we did that.
Awesome, Grace. You are amazing. What's next for you? What's next level for you? You've been making some waves in this year. What's next level look like for you?
TV show.
Yo, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah, I think after the book comes out, that'll be our main focus because I just love it, and it's another way to reach the masses. So that'll be next level.
Awesome. Cool. So again, for everybody that's interested in connecting with you, where can they connect with you? Where can they follow you on Twitter? Where can they read your blogs, watch your videos, all that stuff?
Totally. So I'm at Grace Smith TV on all social media, Instagram. I use probably the most outside of live streaming. I live stream on Periscope and on YouNow. I actually really like YouNow. I just started on there a few weeks ago. My website, gracesmithtv.com. You can find all my blogs. And there's also a way to join Grace Space through the links that we're going to give Frank. So that's pretty much it. Find me on Instagram, find me on live stream, and obviously Facebook. I'm all over the place. We're all over the place.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for helping me serve the tribe. This was such a blessing. Funnest interview I've ever done in my life. And I had a blast doing it. Thank you so much for having us on here, and we will talk to you later. Adios.
Bye. Bye, Paris.